Hey friends, it's Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching here on YouTube and on Instagram. It is Sunday, September 24th, 2023, and I'm back from my next FlossTube. The weather is quite dreary out, so hopefully the lighting will work with us. We did have tropical storm, cyclone, whatever, Ophelia come through these past couple of days. We are far enough off the water though that it didn't affect us too bad. Just a little bit of strong winds with some rain, which I know is the definition of a tropical storm, but it wasn't nearly as bad. Like we didn't have any trees fall. We didn't have any power go out or anything like that. So thinking of those that may have been affected a little bit more than us, but we were very lucky. And yeah, so it's just been a quiet weekend and then getting, I'm trying to think of the past, it's been what, 3 weeks? It's been since Labor Day that I've been here. So since then, David bought a new truck. He is officially a truck owner. Got a Toyota Tundra that he's over the moon about. It was time. He was driving a little car that was on its last leg. So he finally has a proper car. And then my parents came to visit for a couple of days over the weekend a couple weeks ago. And yeah, I finished my family med rotation on Friday and I'm on to my next rotation next week, which is basically family med. It's internal medicine, but outpatient. So family med that's a little bit more complicated. So I'm really excited about that. I actually worked with this physician last year for one of my rotations and I'm going back and I'm super excited. I'll only be there a couple days though next week because we have our big wedding. My best friend, who is my maid of honor, it's finally time. I've been talking about it for a while. We're finally here. She's getting married in Fargo, North Dakota next weekend. And David's officiating and I'm basically matron of honor. So I'm been very involved in helping her and everything. So we are heading out on, our flight technically leaves Thursday, but it's out of Richmond. So we're staying with some friends Wednesday night in Williamsburg to kind of cut off the distance because it's a very early flight on Friday. We're getting to Fargo at noon on Thursday. So we're super excited and then we'll be coming back the following Monday. So my parents are gonna be there. They started a cross-country trip yesterday. They're driving out there. And they're doing they're making it a 10-day extravaganza. So we've been getting like little updates here and there. They got to St. Louis yesterday, and then today they're going to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and they're stopping at, random places along the way. So it's kind of fun to watch them make their adventure out there. We won't see them until the wedding, because they're gonna be in South Dakota until like Friday, and then they're coming up to Fargo Friday night. So we'll see them, and then Sunday though, we're gonna spend the whole day with them in Fargo, and then we'll all leave on Monday. So really excited about that. We've been working hard. It's kind of crazy that it's almost here, but very, very excited. David has never been to North Dakota. I've been quite a few times now to visit her for different things. The three of us have known each other since middle school. So she's like my middle school best friend, and she's known David since then. And then her fiance, almost husband, is a really good friend of ours now too. So we're just really excited. We're ready for it to get here. It's kind of been it's gonna be our first like vacation in a long time. So we're ready for it. But yeah, that's kind of the big things like in our life right now, just day to day, getting through. It's finally fall here, it feels like. I think the storm brought some fall weather, so I'm actually kind of ready for it. The humidity, I'm ready for the humidity to break. I love summer. I'm weird in that summer is actually my favorite season, but I'm ready for the humidity to go away, I will say. I'm not ready for winter. I don't want winter. I don't want cold weather, but I am ready for non-humidity. So yeah, so I thought I would start off actually with a couple of speaking of fall, some previous finishes that I've had that have been kind of swirling around in FlossTube Instagram land that I thought I would show because I've had quite a few people like message me asking about these things. So I'm gonna show a couple previous finishes. The first one is Zucca from Alessandra Adelaide. And there is a sal starting October 1st with Stitchy Linda, who films FlossTubes with Finally a Farm Girl, and Christy from Floss Boston Cousins down in Alabama. They are starting this sal, and they're doing their colors based on colors that I did back when I stitched it. So I did this sal. It's actually not my brainchild, I have to say. It's actually the idea came from Brandi, who doesn't have a FlossTube, but she's very active on Instagram. Cooter on a log. I'll post her Instagram down below. She's fantastic. And then her good friend, who also became my good friend, Karen, I'll put her Instagram down below too. Brandi came up with this idea. I happened to be at Keepsakes while they were coming up with this idea. It was one of Keepsakes like fall events that they were having, and she was talking about it. Karen got on board, and Karen's like, well, I want to do it. And then when she pulled out her colors, it's like, well, I want to do it. So this is back in, I want to say September of 2018. Was it 2018? Dang, I think it was that long ago, Brandi. Yeah. Yes, because I finished it at Stitch Away 2019. So fall of 2018 is when we started this. I had just moved to Cincinnati, and it was one of the first events I went to at Keepsake. So this has a very special, it's a very special meaning to me for a lot of different reasons. So they are now starting this out. That's the hashtag. It's fall y'all sal, I believe. It's fall y'all sal, and I'll post that down below too. But I'm really excited to watch them stitch it. I'm really excited to see it. But here's mine, just to kind of give. I posted it a really long time ago on my Instagram, so I thought I would kind of refresh it. The lighting, the fabric is very green. It's not that harshly modeled. I don't know, the lighting that might not be my friend today, but with this, but it is like those white spots are not that white in person. It's much more subtle than that. But this is Mountain Mist, and I don't remember who the dyer was. I know this fabric is no longer available though, because I had Barbara message me one time asking, and then her letting me know that it's no longer available. So this was Mountain Mist, but a green mottled fabric would be great. And then it's Weeks Dye Works Grits and Classic Colorworks and Chai are the two that we did. And so I'll bring it up. And it was so much fun to stitch. I really, really enjoyed stitching this. The stem does pop more in person. I know on this it looks dark. The fabric isn't that dark. It's a much lighter green. I'll see if I can try and get a better picture at some point. But yeah, I really loved it. I finished it at Stitch Away 2019. Got to ring the bell and show it at on the brag table. It was just really fun. So that was also my first cross stitch retreat that I'd ever gone to. So that's one. So if you want to join along, you can check out both of their FlossTubes as well. And they show I think they're both doing the floss color combination. I don't know if they're doing, I don't know what fabrics they're doing. I think Christy's doing more of a brown fabric, if I remember correctly. And then I don't remember what Stitchy Linda's doing. But yeah, I'm really excited, and I appreciate the shout outs on both of their channels as well for some of my previous things. So yeah, so this is Zucca, Alessandra Adelaide. I need to get it framed. It's not a standard size frame. And as we all know, framing is really expensive. So I haven't been able to get really anything professionally framed since the only time is Celtic Winter. So I really need to, I think I might have to start like a framing fund, kind of how Pam and Steph at Just Keep Stitching do. Like I really need to, it's just so expensive, but it's so worth it. It's just making the time and space to do that. Okay, and then the other previous finish that I wanted to talk about, this one has been, a lot of people have been showing this piece in general and then mentioning either they did it or they mentioned that I did this. This is Quaker Pumpkins from Liz Matthew. I did this in 2020. she released it like that fall. I immediately bought it and stitched it. Like I was obsessed with this so much. Her original is All Hallows Eve are the words. I changed it and it had like crows in multiple places. I changed quite a few things about this piece. So I'll bring it up close and talk about it. So I changed the words to Autumn Harvest. And then I changed the crows on either side to be the leaves, or to be leaves that I found, that I created. And then this crow, this up here, this acorn was a crow that I changed to an acorn. So I also changed the color of the grass that's underneath the pumpkins. I'm calling it grass, but the ground underneath the pumpkins, I changed to Classic Colorworks in spinach, baby spinach. And then the border is in the same brown as, I think it's molasses, which is the color of the stems. So I didn't use black in this piece at all, which is one of the called for colors. I didn't use any black. So if you would like all of that information that I just said, I have this conversion posted for free on my Gumroad page. I will say the caveat though, I created that when I was pretty new to charting. So it is not the standard of charting that I do now, but I am not able, like, it would be a lot to like rechart it. So, and so many people have already downloaded it that I'd have to go back and like give it back to, like, I'm just keeping it consistent. So everything you need is in there, but like, don't judge that like that's how I chart now. It's better. But not that it's bad, but you know what I mean? It's just very basic. I'm sorry if you hear little squeals in the back. Kaya, the puppy, who I will show later, she's playing, she and Tank and David are all playing in the bedroom right now. So you're hearing playtime back there. But yeah, so that's Hello from Liz Matthews is an incredible designer, and I did everything else called for. So all the pumpkins and the stars and everything, like that's all called for. I'm trying to find like a creative finishing piece for this. I want to find like something fall related to finish this on. This is, oh, and the fabric is 40 count Ren from Picture This Plus. I actually need to cut it down. I didn't quite space that well to be able to use it, but it's fine. I bought this fabric specifically for this piece, so it's fine. I just love it so much. So yeah, so if you are interested in that conversion, then head on over to my Gumroad. I'll post the link down below. It's free. Have it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or message me, and I'd be happy to answer. I also wanted to shout out Cross Stitch Kate. She posted a video showing hers. She has a different word conversion. I think she did pumpkin patch, which is really cool. So I guess ultimately just be creative. If you don't want something to be Halloween, but you want something different, like there's a lot that can fit down there. So yeah, so thanks Cross Stitch Kate for the shout out as well. Oh, and Tiger Lily Designs, her too, a couple weeks ago. I forgot to shout her out in my last video, but she also shouted this out. So thank you, Tiger Lily. I appreciate it. And I'll link all of them down below. They're fantastic. So those are my two previous finishes that are fall related that have been out there. Make sure I didn't miss anything with that. Nope. Oh, and Hello from Liz Matthews also, that became a series. So she has Winter, which is Quaker Snowflakes. And then which I haven't started it yet. And then she has a Spring one. I don't remember the name of it, but it's got Quakers along with like flowers. So that's really pretty. So yeah, and I don't think she's come out with a summer one yet. But yeah, so that's that. And then I have a new finish, which you probably will not be surprised about if you watched my last video, but it's also a new design of mine that you can also find on my Gumroad page. And that is Make Margaritas. This is a tribute to Jimmy Buffett, who sadly passed away a few weeks ago. It's also the next in my like cocktail series that I'm doing. So this is when when life gives you limes, make margaritas. So the umbrella colors are based on the Margaritaville logo that have those in it. And then I did put Jimmy Buffett's name down at the bottom, but if you didn't want to do that, it wouldn't change the spacing. You could just not stitch that part. So yeah, so I really love it. It's all DMC. It's quite small. This is on 40 count waterfall from Color and Cotton. But yeah, it was very quick. It took me just a few days to stitch it. It's hard to see. The year is in there. I purposefully did it in the light green to not stand out because I didn't want the year to be super obvious, but I wanted it on there. So if you wanted it to be more prominent, you could stitch it in the other green. But yeah, super fun. Don't quite know how I'm going to finish it yet, and then it got a little salt room up there. So yeah, so that's it. That's on my Gumroad page now, if you're interested. And that's my finish. I have one new start, and then I have quite a few whips. I was very productive these last few weeks, I gotta say. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything so far. Don't think so. Okay. So Mom and I both had a start on our SOW, Kind, Fierce, Brave. I announced it on the last FlossTube. I don't know if anyone ended up actually joining, but we went ahead and got started on it. So it's one of my designs, Kind, Fierce, Brave, which I'll put a picture up here of the original design that I'm stitching. And this I've designed it for a few things, but the color scheme and this time of actually releasing it is in honor of my mom. And then my mom is stitching it in a slightly different color scheme that's like more pansy colored, and that's in honor of her mom. So it's kind of like our mom SOW. So this is my start. This is on 40 count Wisteria from Color and Cotton, and I started in the middle. This needle minder is actually from Stitchy Linda. It's a very light purple. It's gorgeous. So I got a nice start on that, and then this will be great travel stitching for next week. So gonna keep moving on that. So that was a lot of fun to get started. My mom is actually gonna do a cool thing. So let me put a picture of mom, the mock-up of what mom's doing. So my grandmother's favorite flower was pansies, and so mom's doing that, and then she's gonna do kind of like a shadow box thing, and she's gonna put she has all of my grandmother's different pins and brooches and things that were really important to her, and she's gonna find a way to put them around the piece. So it's gonna be fun to see how that goes. And she took it with her for this trip. Great car stitching. So we'll see how far she gets along with it over the next week or so. And then, so that's my new start. Then I have quite a few whips. So first one is Pearl, or what I call it June, but Pearl from Northern Expression Needlework Arts. I'll put the mock-up here of what it will look like. And I seriously can barely put this down. I am so obsessed with it. It is on 32 count raw silver. And this is where I'm at. Oh, it's so pretty. So I'm bring it in close. That fabric is just gorgeous. I love the sparkly. I finished, so last time I had, actually let me do this. Someone was mentioning the foam boards. I really do need to get those as well. Whoever mentioned that. So last time I just finished the Algerian eyelets all the way around. So since then, I did the last set of 3 all the way around, and I got this corner entirely done. So what that means is these corners are the edges of the pattern, and this is the top corner. So I just have to do this triangle basically 3 more times, and it's done. I am so excited. I really didn't think I was gonna be able to get this done this year, and then that just got knocked out in a few days, and I was like, okay, we're finishing this year. So, which is great because I really did want to finish this before I started December, which is David's. So I am super excited. I went ahead and got the beads in there too. Oh, I did change the white beads. I didn't change the pearls, but the beads before like had a weird like reflection where it was like making them look colorful, like neon colors. Didn't like that. So I found a different bead and I replaced them, and we don't have that reflection really now. Maybe like barely, but not enough to bother me. So yes, I'm super excited. So I went ahead and got I just wanted to see what this entire corner looked like. So I went ahead and put all the beads in this corner too. And this completely fits in my Q-snap, so nothing's gonna get crushed. So yeah, so I just gotta do that 3 more times and we're done. I did put it down. I'm putting it down for a little while until we get back from the wedding, because this won't travel very well with all the beads and everything. And also I don't want to get burned out on it. So, and when I pick it back up, I just feel like those next 3 corners are going to go quickly. So hopefully the next time you see this, it'll be done. That's my hope. My ultimate goal, like, let's say it doesn't get done by then because I'm working on other things or whatnot. My ultimate goal is to finish this by Thanksgiving is my ultimate goal. Even from a distance, it looks so pretty. And then that June is 1/1, and I'm bringing that up for a reason. So that June is 1/1. I didn't have any issues. People have talked about this fabric with like the sparklies like kind of being more of a pain to stitch on. I personally have not had any trouble stitching on it. So, but yeah. So that's pearl. And then my next one is Shores of Hakron Hollow, which I'm super excited to show you this progress. This is the original Shores of Hakron Hollow from Carriage House Samplings. I am changing it. If you've seen my previous videos, I'm changing it quite a bit. I'm taking out 6 of the blocks, and I'm just doing the size of this center area. And then I'm changing what these 4 are. This one's staying the same in the center. And then I'm moving some of the others around. So I'm gonna put my mock-up here of what mine will look like. I'm also changing it to a bunch of variegated. It's mostly color and cotton. I'm doing it on 40 count platinum. And here's where we're at. Oh, let me do it this way. Here's where we're at. So I got more work on, I'm building a house, which I'm so excited about. So I got a lot of that house done, mostly. I think only, because I had the words in her done. So now we're working on that house. I have changed the colors some, and the only big, there's only 2 big changes from the original. I turned this light, or that window to yellow to make it look like that there's a light on in the house, like waiting for, light the way, come what may. I'm lighting a room in the house. And then also the grout in the house in the original is very dark, but when you do that, you lose the bricks. So I made it like a lighter gray to not lose that as much. Like I lost the bricks and I lost the shutters. I could not tell anything. It just looked like a blob of a house. So I just made that stand out a little bit more. And I love it. So let me show you on this. This house is just much darker. Which is, it's nice, but it's not what I'm going for. So, and even that, you can still kind of see the shutters. Mine, it was just a blob of a house. So here we go. I still want to finish this block by the end of the year. Is my ultimate goal here, is to finish this block by the end of the year. Which I think, this is another good travel one. It's all, because I completely recharted this in my program. So it's I made it so it's Pattern Keeper compatible. So I think because of that, I think I'll be able to do it. And it's 40 count. So what I have left is, the second half of the house, and then all of this around here. Oh, I also changed the way the ship sails were angled. I just wanted, which I'll show more, and when I have it done, you'll be able to see that better. But that's the rest of the block, which is a ton of stitching. That's full coverage, the second half of the block. But I don't know. I love it. It's just so much fun. And then fall hit, basically. There was a day a couple weeks ago that it felt like fall. And so I pulled out, because I have not worked on this. It's embarrassing how little I've worked on this. But Celebrate Autumn by Madame Chantilly. I started this on one of the hours of New Year's Eve 12 by 12, 2021. I worked on it for one of those hours. Didn't touch it until another hour for 12 by 12 of 2022. Had not touched it since that. So very little had been done, and still very little had been done, but I wanted to get some done. 12 by 12, if you're new or haven't heard of that, it is Kia from Kia B and Pam from Just Keep Stitching, Pam and staff. They do on New Year's Eve 12 projects in 12 hours leading up to midnight. So it starts at noon and goes till midnight, and you stitch on a project for an hour. It's kind of evolved. It's kind of turned into like WhipGo, where it's wherever you want. It can be 12 new starts, it could be 12 whips, it could be a mix, it could be whatever you want. But you like do it for an hour and then move on to the next thing. So I collectively had worked on this at a max 2 hours, but I never stitched the entire hour. So really like an hour and a half total before this. So all I had done was the apples and this, and then one acorn. So there's still not a lot done. I then, that day, the next day I got the squirrel and the second acorn done. But, you know, we've got some work to do. This is on 40 count mallow. So, you know, little by little, we'll get there. And the reason I stopped working on it, so then I finished the squirrel, I finished the acorn. I was like, okay, I could keep going, which would be the semi-smart thing to do. Or I then was looking, I have 4 Madame Chantilly trays on my whips. A fifth of my whips are, no, 4 out of 25 are Madame Chantilly Celebrate trays. I need to work on those. I mean, one needs to get done. I mean, I want to start, you know, narrowing those down a little bit. I need to focus. So what I did is I looked at the trays. I was like, which one is closest to actually being done that I could theoretically maybe get done this year even? And that ended up being Celebrate Christmas. So this was the farthest one along, and it's like, you know, let me see if I can focus on this one and get this one done. And then every year, maybe having one as my focus to actually finish. And that is currently not Celebrate Autumn. Like autumn it's gonna be a long time before that one's done. So, or need a lot of time and focus to be done. This one still does, but is much further along. So I'm just gonna describe to you, because I don't have a good before picture. So before I picked it up, I had the outline of the tray completely done. And then I had this middle tray completely done. The Santa, the tree, the deer, the holly, and then like some of this leaf and some of this leaf. Oh, and then I also had the ornament done because I needed that for spacing of the tray. So I did that when I first did the tray. But that was all that I had done before. And I'm doing this on 40 count water green linen from, I want to say Zweigart. It's either Zweigart or Witchell. So the other changes, I'm making a couple changes. All of the red is in C816, which is a toile, the DMC Etoile 816. And then some of the white, some of it's going to be DMC white Etoile, which frustrates me. DMC white Etoile frustrates me because it's not white, it's gray. It's gray with the twirly, like it needs to be like DMC 762. Like it is not white. And I noticed that mostly with this piece, that it's not bright like white. So it bothers me. But this is how far I have now gotten. So I've been working on the top tray now. Let me see if I can get bit better. So I've been working mostly on this top tray. That's it as far. I'm bring it up closer. So you can see that red, all of the red is A16. So you can kind of see that twirl, that's sparkly. And then the white, look at the difference of the cups. White cup, DMC a 12 cup. Like, it's just not the same brightness. So I still love it. I'm not gonna change it because I do want the sparkle, but it just annoys me. So yeah, so that's the only changes I'm making though to it so far. So yeah, so my goal, I want to finish this tray. This is another one, my ultimate goal. I would love to be able to get this done by Thanksgiving. So that would be my first choice, is to have this done by Thanksgiving. Because then I really want to work on, like during the Christmas season, I really want to work on my Celtic Christmas, Celtic Noel from Lavender and Lace. I really want to put some, that's my oldest whip right now. It's the only whip I have left from 2019. I would really love to get really good progress on that this year. So that's the ultimate goal. So plans, that's all my stitching. It's kind of a lot for me for 3 weeks. Oh, and I forgot to say, I applied to residency. So I officially submitted my application for residency, and so I had more time, less stress, you know, I didn't have to keep reviewing that over and over and over again. So yeah, I can't believe I forgot to mention that. But yeah, officially applied to residency. And then plans. So finish Pearl, June, from Northern Expression Works Arts. Get as much done on Celebrate Christmas as I can. And then Kind, Fierce, Brave, I want to get more progress on that. It's a really good one for traveling. So I think I'm going to travel with that this week for like planes and whatnot, because it's compact. It's not a lot of color changes. Pretty good. And then Shelley from Whips and Sips with Justine. Shelley and I will be starting Spring and Stars Hollow on October 1st. So she, the winter box for the last one, Winter and Stars Hollow, that came out from Black Needle Society. Well, the pre-order did. That'll be coming in March, but she wants to she's been keeping up with it. Bless her. So she wants to get spring started and finished before winter comes out. I only have summer done. I don't have autumn. I have autumn started, nowhere near finished. And then I haven't started spring. So we're going to start that on October 1st. Shelley, I was wrong. I was off a day. We're still in Fargo that day, but I will start it. But I think October 2nd is going to be when I'm like really working on it. Because we're going to be recovering from the wedding, which is going to be, I think it ends at midnight. So, and then we're, exploring Fargo. Not quite sure what that means yet, but we're going to be exploring Fargo. I've been a couple times. David and my parents have never been. So like, we're definitely going to be seeing the wood chipper. There's a meadery there, mead, that David loves. So we're going to see the meadery, do a tasting. I'm not quite sure what else we're doing. But yeah, so there are some really good restaurants that we want to try out. If anyone has any recommendations for Fargo, for like restaurants and whatnot, I'd be interested to know too. Maddie, who's my best friend, she and her husband live in Grand Forks. So I've been to Grand Forks quite a few times. She got her wedding dress in Fargo. So when I went wedding dress shopping with her, we were down in Fargo. So I've only actually been in Fargo once. I've been in North Dakota a few times, but we mostly stayed in Grand Forks. So, and she, so her wedding is in Fargo though, but yeah, so we're working on that, starting that. So those are probably gonna be the main two projects I bring, because I don't plan on being able to stitch that much once I'm actually there. It's gonna be mostly traveling. There are activities every day throughout the day, starting Thursday. And then, so those are kind of my big plans. Hopefully be back in the middle of October. was just a few weeks away. Yeah, I'm really liking this like every 2 to 3 weeks schedule, as long as I physically can. I really resonated with Shelley where she was saying, I don't know if it's this video or the last video, she was saying like she wants to really bring down her whip numbers, but all of her whips that are like really big and need a lot of progress. And I feel that. Like I would love to bring my whip number down just for myself, because it's just, I feel like it's getting a little out of hand, and there is no, I would have to spend a lot of time on these projects to like actually finish them. So at some point I'm just gonna have to let it go and not worry about numbers and just enjoy my stitching. But I'm a product stitcher. I can see where these things are gonna go. I have plans for them. So it's like, oh, I wanna get it done, but that's just not my life right now. So I need to just let it go. And then, yeah, so those are all the plans. I have 2 pieces of haul, and that is both from Long Dog. Mom and I were perusing her website and found things we love. So this first one is fish and chips. I've loved this since it came out, but I finally got it. Fish and chips from Long Dog Samplers. And yes, Laura from Stitching by the Shore, let me know when you want to start it next year, and I will jump on that with you. I've wanted to start this for a while. I have no idea what fabric I want to do. I want to do some kind of like dark model, not dark, darker, like mottled blue fabric. So I'm still on the hunt for that. I don't have a good option for that right now. So I definitely want to start that next year. So Laura, let me know. And then the other one I got from Long Dog is 1 down, 3 across, which I'll put up the original here. I have gotten inspired though to convert this and also do it on really small fabric. So this one's a little crazy for me, but I've loved it since it came out. I don't want to do it in all white. White stitching isn't, I know, I'm already gonna be doing fish and chips in all white. I don't want to also do this one in all white. So I am gonna change it and do it in DMC etoiles. So actually I have them here because I pulled them out because I was playing around with it. I'm gonna do them in DMC etoile 699, 8 and 816 are the words. And then the outline and the other parts, I'll show the picture again in a second. The other parts I'm gonna keep in white. So there is still gonna be white, but it's gonna be these. But Merry Christmas, I wanna be in something a little different. So I was posting earlier if anyone had thoughts, because my fabric I'm gonna do it on is the DMC, or the raw silver, 32 count, but over 1. I'm gonna do it all. It's huge. It's a huge project. And I just already know how expensive framing is and whatnot. So I was like, I wanna do it, I wanna keep it small, but I love the shiny, Christmas shiny to me is, So I'm gonna do it on this DMC, why do I keep saying that? This raw silver 32 count 1/1. So it'll look like that. Oop, that's the back. It'll look like this in the center for the entire thing. So I want Merry Christmas, those words to kind of stand out more. So I'm thinking I'm still gonna do that in the red, but then outline it. See, Jen, I'm not gonna do the stitching. Outline it in DMC Metallics E168. Because this is very, this would be easy to manipulate, I think, for back stitching. My mom really likes using this stuff. Power to her. But it is not my favorite for a lot of stitching, but I think for back stitching, I think I can handle it. So I still like this stuff more than Kreinik, I gotta say. It's like Petite Treasure Braid, DMC Light Effects, Kreinik. So could be worse. So that's my plan. So I'm gonna put a picture here. This is my first crack at conversion. Oh, and while I have it up, I'm also gonna say I'm changing a few of the words to be more personal as well. I changed the goose. It was goose on the far right side. I'm changing that to mouse. I changed that to mouse. It was originally goose. I changed Robin to Coco, which then made me change Tinsel to Travel. And I actually have to give Mom credit for those too. That was a good idea. Because Robin and Tinsel aren't super like meaningful to us. I don't use Tinsel when I decorate. And Robin is a new thing to me that's a Christmas. I didn't like really grow up knowing the Robin significance for Christmas. So I changed those two, and then Mouse is significant. So my mom's favorite, and then, you know, when I grew up, was Christmas Mouse, those books. So we had the cookies out for Santa and a piece of cheese for Christmas Mouse. So I changed that to Mouse, and then you can see the different colors. I also did a little bit of just like little things on Santa's sleigh. I did put a little cross, and then above the reindeer, I put Star of Bethlehem to kind of give significance to the birth of Jesus for Christmas. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I've put it on myself that I am not going to start that, even though I so badly want to, until I finish Celebrate Christmas. That is my, like, when you finish that tray, you can start 1 down, 3 across. Switch Christmas for Christmas. So that's my plan there. And that's my 2 haul. That's all I've bought cross stitch wise over the last, and the beads for Pearl that I switched out that you saw. So that's it. And then I do have the giveaways, but I forgot to grab them. So I will be back in just a second. Okay. So my giveaway for the last video was Fine Wine, which is my pattern my chart that I got printed for, I had an opportunity to get some things printed, and so this was one of them. I just got a couple, so I'm giving one away. And last video, you had to just say the word wine, and the winner is Barbara Burdett. Barbara Burdett. So Barbara, if you can email me at georgiagirlstitching@gmail.com with your address, and I will get this shipped out to you. So, and then my next giveaway, actually, so I actually had the opportunity to get another one of my patterns printed, just a couple, nothing big or mainstream, is my Life Happens. So when life happens, beer helps. It was the complimentary piece to my Fine Wine that now the Make Margaritas also matches with. So when life happens, beer helps. So if you're interested in this, use the word life in your comment. And my next video in a couple weeks, I will announce the winner of that and get it shipped out to you. So, and again, if this is your first time, just to give you an idea, you know, that's kind of, the charting is big. If you like these and they are available in PDF form on my Gumroad page, so, which is linked down below. So if you want one of these, they are both available for PDF download on my Gumroad. So that's it. I think that's it. I'll be back, you know, like I said, middle of October. And if you have any questions or ideas or, hey, why don't you think about this? Let me know. I'm always open to it. And yeah, Kaya. I almost forgot Kaya again. Kaya. Let me show you baby girl. She's gotten big. Come here, baby. Hi. Oh. Here we go. Oh my goodness. You're the big baby girl. The big baby girl. Yes, she is so big. So big. Yes. That was playtime. So she's been playing with Dad. She is 17 weeks as of yesterday. She officially can jump up and down the couch and the bed. She is such a snuggler though. She loves to snuggle still. Yeah, we're still in play mode, so. But this is baby Kaya. She looks black right now, but she is charcoal. She's charcoal lab. We had our first bath yesterday. And our official bath, like in the shower bath versus just like wipe down. But yeah, just baby. She's doing so good. She's still the best little baby. Sleeping through the night, mostly potty. She is potty trained. We occasionally have an accident if we don't get to the door in time. But that's like once a week at max. But this week she gets to go on her first sleepover First time sleeping away will be this week when we're gone for the wedding. So, yep, she's in play mode. Her teeth are not as sharp anymore, which is nice. Yeah, her teeth aren't as sharp anymore. So yeah, Kaya update. I also posted some photos of her on my Instagram. She does love sticks, and we have to walk with a stick or a pine cone or a leaf or something when we're on a walk. We call it her pacifier. So yeah, see, the teeth don't hurt as much anymore, which is nice. We're past the sharp phase. Yes. Alrighty, friends. So that's everything, and I'm gonna go play with her. And yeah, happy stitching, everyone. Bye.